Hi, everyone. Welcome to Inner Voice Tarot. This is a pick a card reading for the new moon in Leo. I have three cards in each pile that is going to describe the energy of this active astrological time, as well as a moon card as a way of helping us maximize the energy during this time. So go ahead and pick a pile and we will get started. The new moon is perfecting on July 28th at about 2 in the afternoon Eastern time at 5 degrees Leo, and that's going to be in an exact conjunction with the sun that will also be at 5 degrees Leo. There's also going to be Mercury square Uranus. Mercury is in the sign of Leo and Uranus is in the sign of Taurus. That's going to be happening at 18 degrees. And Uranus is also going to be conjunct the North Node in Taurus. So Uranus in Taurus is going to be sitting right on that North Node in Taurus, also at 18 degrees. So there's going to be a lot of fixed energy. If you have prominent fixed energy, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, this is going to be a particularly prominent aspect for you or couple of weeks for you. And also if you have a north node in a fixed sign, you're going to have a south node in a fixed sign as well. So if your nodes are in fixed signs, this is also going to be prominent for you during this time. So I'm gathering from this energy that there's going to be an opportunity for you with Uranus conjunct the North Node to level up in kind of like an unexpected or unplanned way towards your karmic destiny of your North Node. You might be put in a position related to communication with with Uranus squaring Mercury, where you might have to assert or protect or defend yourself in a way that you haven't had to do before. And that is going to cause you to grow and raise your karmic frequency towards that North Node. So let's get started. Okay, so pile one. Okay, so the way that you talk to yourself is incredibly, incredibly important and influential in terms of how you accomplish things in your daily life. I have struggled with being on time. Whenever I get ready in the morning, I feel pretty overwhelmed. I always feel like there are things that are happening in the external world that I want to take care of. And I just end up being like, okay, one more thing, one more thing, one more thing. And before you know it, I am running late, frantic, feeling like I need to speed down the road. I realized what I was doing was that I was telling myself, I'm late. There's no way I'm going to get out of the house on time. I feel so overwhelmed with everything that I have to do. I can't do this. And so what was happening was that my mind was keeping me trapped in this cycle, and I didn't even necessarily realize it. More recently, what I started to do is obviously, like, everyone tries to talk to themselves in a positive way, but that's a lot easier said than done. But as it relates to this ongoing problem for me, I flipped a little bit. It's not like I changed 100%, but I flipped a little bit on how I talk to myself and became a little bit more aware of how I talk to myself during those relatively hectic times. And what I started doing was saying, I can do this. I can get out of the house on time. I can get this done. I have a good handle on my schedule. And that made a big difference. And also saying no. Saying no to certain things, like it's okay that the sink still has dishes in it. It's okay that I'm not going to start that laundry until I get home. And setting up that boundary with saying no, staying focused on only the tasks that I had to get done, and encouraging myself and supporting myself to be able to have the competence to get it done has completely transformed my morning schedule and routine. It's not perfect. I'm still kind of like racing out the door. I still forget things every now and then, but it's a lot less stressful and it's a lot less anxiety inducing and it's a lot less exhausting. And so that's what I'm seeing for you during this time, is looking at where your mind is keeping you trapped and keeping you from your ultimate goals and fulfillment, especially as it relates to your family. Looking at the structures and looking to wise people, making a commitment to yourself to make the necessary changes in order to fulfill and manifest this 10 of Cups. A time for healing, balsamic moon. So some of you have been treating yourself really poorly for a long time. And some of you might be meeting resistance when you do try to talk to yourself that way. And I completely understand that because I've experienced that to some extent where you're like, oh, like I don't want to be nice to myself. I don't want to be empathetic to myself or understanding. Like, what does that mean for you when you try to speak kindly to yourself and then you instantly feel a pushback? That might be your subconscious pushing you back, and that might need a little bit more exploration as to why you feel like you can't adopt and internalize these more positive messages for yourself. Okay, group 2. Look at that fixed energy. I'm getting that some of you might find it difficult to speak up and tell someone how you really feel. You might be feeling racked with fears of rejection, fears of disappointment, or even just fears of admitting your feelings out loud. Over this 2-week period, you will have an opportunity to take a chance on yourself, take a risk, and be able to really impress yourself with how positive the results are going to be. When I'm trying to prepare to have a difficult conversation with someone, it's very easy for me to think about all the ways it could go sideways, all the scenarios in which it could go wrong. And then I try to prepare myself for those, which honestly is like not, I thought for a very long time that was like a good way to go about handling conflict. And it's totally not, because you're not present. Like when you're just like in your head thinking about like, if she says this, then I'm going to say this. If she says that, then I'm going to counter with this. Like you're not actually like present, and you're not actually emotionally available to go through this experience with someone. So it disconnects you. You might be able to get the goal done on paper, but it does disconnect you from the overall like joint experience and emotional connection that comes with actually listening and then responding in a conversation. So I think that you will have the opportunity to level up in this way during this time with this King of Swords. Your commitment is being tested. So some of you have known for a while that you might struggle in this area, especially if you're doing any throat chakra work recently. I think that this would especially be applicable to you. And so I guess I would just say this: as you continue on this journey, you will have the opportunity to be very honest about your feelings and your expectations and communicating those to other people. And this is a learning process for you. You might know what this situation is. You might not know what it is at this time. But if you know what it is, don't go into it with a certain expectation of the outcome, right? Like you can have an idea of what you want to say. Like I know in this conversation, if we're able to have this conversation, that I want to say A and I want to say B. But like after that, you can't control the outcome. But this is going to be a learning process and a learning opportunity for you. And look at this King of Swords. I mean, like no matter what is said or unsaid, just know that through this conversation, so long as you say your piece, you have the potential to support yourself in the utmost loving and unconditional way possible. Pile 3. Okay, so immediately I get from this that you are focused on love. But if you can change your perspective, you can be super rich. And let's elaborate on that a little bit. So you might feel like you need a partner in order to achieve financial success and success in the material world. And that could be in relationships as well. Some of you might have a prominent Libra placement. You might feel stuck in that you can't move forward on the progress that you want to make in the physical world until you find the right partner. And this could be a romantic partner, but this could also be like a work partner. But if you see here with this King of Pentacles, there's not 2 people here, there's 1. And so the opportunity that Spirit is giving you during this time is the Hanged Man. It's a change in perspective. It's understanding and internalizing that you don't need someone else to help you achieve your goals. And not only your goals, but like the epitome of financial success, independent independence, and freedom. You might be waiting on something. You might be feeling like you can't achieve true abundance unless X happens or unless Y happens. And Spirit is going to give you a showing of why that line of thinking is limiting you and keeping you from your abundance. Believe in the impossible, Blue Moon. So you may right now truly, truly believe in your heart and in your soul that you cannot achieve this level of happiness without someone else. And Spirit is saying that is simply not true. And this isn't like a simple, quick solution to this. Like, the Hanged Man is being punished in a way for his misguided beliefs and actions that have gotten him to this point. It's not just you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, okay, I feel good, I feel happy, I feel complete. This is a lot of time thinking and reflecting about where these beliefs might be limiting you. With the Hanged Man and this light coming out of the bottom here of his head, this is divine guidance and divine wisdom that has been bestowed on him in order for him to have this change of perspective. So there is a lot of soul searching, a lot of listening to yourself, listening how you talk to yourself, questioning the stories that you tell yourself, and working to rewrite those stories to achieve your ultimate wishes and goals in life. You know, I kind of get very frustrated with a lot of the content related to tarot card readings on YouTube because 3/4 of what I see, at least in my research, is all related to love. And it's like really frustrating because we know that women are more likely to be involved in divination than men. And with these tarot card readings of like, where is your soulmate right now? When will you meet your soulmate? Like, they're thinking of you. It's almost like harmful, I feel like. It's almost like perpetuating this, like, if you just hold on for a little bit longer, you'll be fulfilled. And it's just like, no, you're not doing anything to like really support and improve the lives and situations of the people who are watching your videos right now. Like, in fact, like, you could just be hurting them. Like, for you to do a pick a card reading about the exact location of where your soulmate is right now, I feel like that's so harmful and so detrimental and completely perpetuates this narrative that women are completely socialized into, which is that we need a partner or it's okay to feel incomplete until we find this person. Let's talk about instead how to heal ourselves, how to feel complete within ourselves as a human being, how to prioritize what our needs are and what our goals are instead of just waiting endlessly for this person to magically show up. When you approach romantic relationships in a way that's like, I need someone to complete me, I feel so empty, you're gonna attract the same type of person to you. So like, if you feel like you need someone else to complete you, you're going to attract people who feel like they need to complete you. Whereas if you work on loving yourself, forgiving yourself, learning about yourself, like, I feel like some of you need to hear that. That's interesting. Learning about what your preferences are. And I'm not talking about in a relationship. Stop. I'm not talking about in a relationship. I'm talking about yourself. I'm talking about, what is your favorite fruit? What is your favorite color? Where's the favorite place that you've ever lived? What's your favorite car that you've ever had? Why did you like that? What do you like so much about your favorite coworkers? What makes you dislike or distrust other people? Like, that type of learning about yourself. And when you can learn about, know, love, and support yourself in that way, you will also find a partner who is complete. And so then you can just work on two complete people being compatible with each other and supporting each other and compromising with each other in that way. Okay, so this isn't like a puzzle piece situation. This is like a sandwich situation. You're the top piece of the bread, your partner's the bottom piece of the bread. This is not a puzzle piece situation where you're filling the missing holes and vice versa. You might not feel that this is possible, or maybe that you feel like you haven't done it up until this point, so what's the point of investing in yourself in this way now? And that's a personal battle that you have to deal with. I don't have the answer for that. That's going to require your own kind of like soul searching and realizing your own value as it relates to investing in yourself in that way. But you will have the opportunity during this time in order to do that.